This is the Thunder Master. TGHT, TJHT. This is the Thunder Master. The eternal, the magnificent, the benevolent, the eternal TGHT, TGHT. Now, this is... Hey, what's up, Doc? What's up, y'all? I know, sometimes I'm rude. I never say, hey, how you doing, right? Sometimes I'm just rude like that. I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? You're watching me by accident, most likely. Well, even if it's on purpose, hey, what's up? Especially if it's on purpose, hey. What's up? What is up? Anyway, so this is going to be kind of like the same things like Captain America Civil War, by the way. The basic spoilers, refreshers. Spoilers, refreshers. Now, this is Captain America Civil War. Basically, kind of like the stuff, the missed opportunities and the hit opportunities. And boy, did they hit a lot of things right. I mean, even the stuff that they changed from the book and some of the stuff they left, even some of the stuff they left out was actually a hit. They got a great deal right, or they just done it so well that you was like, you know what? I'll take that. I'll take that. So here we go. Now it was so many. It was so many. Oh man, it was actually so many. I'm only going to do some of them. The ones that I feel like doing basically, but there's so many. First of all, credit, because they did. It was like Civil War is like, in the comic book, is like one of the most vast character heavy storylines. It's one of the two that character heavy storylines, and technically some may say three, because the second Civil War has a lot of characters too, including some characters from alternate dimensions. So yes, and I have to read that again to see. But no, even with that, it's like the Civil War, and which straight into Secret Invasion. Those two storylines was the most character heavy, villain and hero alike, villain and hero and support characters, and even new characters. But the Civil War straight into the Secret Invasion, the two heaviest storylines, characters, and just the depth and the shit that was at stake and everything. It was just like two of the heaviest storylines with that. But and a lot of people, everybody, even people that don't give a shit, everybody was worried that it was. Oh yeah, I actually wasn't doing it for that reason, but yeah, side effect. But they were worried that the characters was like it wasn't. Some people was worried that because Civil War was so heavy with characters, that just 12 superheroes, 6 on each side, wasn't gonna be like enough. And to some extent, it's true, but at the same time, what they did with the movie was, you know what? All right, we'll tolerate it because it was that good. We'll tolerate it. Don't do that shit again though. But we'll tolerate it. Okay, but and then some people worried, oh, it's like 12 superheroes and shit, and then some of the other characters that's not superheroes but supposed to be important. It's too many. Stop being fucking lazy. Shut the fuck up. It's not too many. You look at any movie, they got a bunch of characters. Come on. There ain't a whole lot of movies that just got like 4 fucking characters and the whole damn movie. I mean, you gotta worry about a lot of characters in a lot of movies. But I get it, it's because these are supposed to be 12 major characters, and not including the non-superhero characters that was involved in one way or another. So yes, but they actually did it fucking well, and they spent a decent amount of time. I'm going to do a whole video on the characters. I'm going to have to do a whole separate video on just the characters, but they spent a decent amount of time with a lot of these characters and whatnot. So yeah, kudos, credit. They did that very well. Kudos to the directors and the writers. Both. They did that shit very well. And they probably worked together doing it, but the writers and the directors, very good. And then the way it's not even just that. The actors that was playing their respective roles, it was no shortage of talent displayed in this fucking movie. I have to say, it's like, it wasn't just like a slam, bam, click, click, that, and all that shit. It was plenty of that. Don't get me wrong, it was plenty of that, but these guys and shit, they actually put on some fucking acting talent for this shit. It's like, you was like, damn. You kind of feel these niggas a little bit. You kind of feel it. It was really well fucking done. It was the quality. It was the quality, not just the quantity, but the quality was just like it was really there. And I'm not all that easily impressed, but it was there. It was there. Oh, it was there. But anyway, so yeah, that was a big hit. That's a big. You got that one. You got that right. Give y'all credit for. I'll give y'all full credit for that shit. Now, I'll do the misses first. Then I'll hit the hits. There's this one. I'm just gonna get to it because I'll forget it. It's minor, but fuck it. It's not minor because I remember it and I'm still thinking about it. There's this one scene in a comic book where Tony was talking to Steve, Iron Man, Captain America. Tony was talking to Steve and trying to talk him down, and it looked like Steve was like feeling it. Was like, you know what? Yeah, this is bullshit. We don't need to be fighting. We got more important things to do. But Steve had a device, a little tiny device attached to his glove that when he shook when he shook Tony's hand, and Tony was in an Iron Man suit when he was talking to him, when he shook his hand, the device attached itself to the suit and like shorted it out and disabled it for a few seconds. And then after that, by the way, that's another big miss. That is another big miss. Although they had the characters in it, there were some characters that was just missing. Now, I get why you can't have the Fantastic Four, and their respective characters, but okay. By the way, Ant-Man, or Yellow Jacket, which at the time we didn't know, but it was a Skrull imposter doing Yellow Jacket, was on the Civil War side. Was on the Team Iron Man side. And Black Panther, which was married to Storm at the time, and they were still on their honeymoon / diplomatic tour, which they had to fight in almost every place they went to except for Atlantis. And they didn't get into the Civil War until after the incident happened with the clone Thor. That's when the Panther was like, oh, hey, these niggas is bugging. We got to do something about this shit. But he was on Cap's side when he joined and stayed there. By the way, it's like Reed was Tony's second in command, but like I said, I get why you can't have this Fantastic Four, but okay. But you got Rhodey for that, so fuck it. That makes sense anyway, so I'll give you that. And Captain America's second in command in the comic book was Luke Cage, which the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe. The MCU does have, the Marvel Cinematic Universe does have Luke Cage and a few other people, but they don't, if you noticed, except for a few characters, like, the chick that plays Maria Hill, Civ, and, Nick Fury himself does not really cross from the movies to the TV, and nobody crosses over to Netflix. But they also don't bring people up all that much either. They don't really bring them up at all. They don't really bring them up. You see some, and Peggy got her own show on TV, of course, and Tony's father. I do believe he made an appearance on Peggy's show. I don't watch it, so I honestly don't know. But But basically, they don't really. They have access, and you hear them mention other people and shit, but you don't see them cross over with each other. You don't even see the Netflix go on Shield or Shield go on Netflix. Come on, y'all, you have the same shit. Come on, use that shit, motherfucker. But anyway, basically, so he disabled his suit, and they had some special bullets to knock out the Team Cap's teleport, because Team Captain America had teleporters, which is why they were able to jump in and out of places so fast and hit them quick strikes on both the superheroes. Because at the same time, Captain America's team was fighting Tony's team. He was also fucking up his team was also fucking up some supervillains. It's not that they were just fighting heroes versus heroes and nobody. Well, Tony wasn't. Tony really wasn't paying attention to supervillains all that much. But Team Captain America was fucking up supervillains, and they didn't even have to be doing shit. They didn't even have to do anything. It was just like, okay, if we're gonna be fighting superheroes, we're not gonna ignore you. We're gonna fuck y'all up and then hand you over to the authorities. And then Tony was using them, mind controlling some of them, and offering them shit to fucking fight for Team Iron Man and shit, which a lot of people didn't agree with. And it was like I said, Tony Stark was a dick, and everybody was like, really? And on more than one occasion, those supervillains almost killed various other superheroes, including that shit at the end where fucking Taskmaster tried to blast the shit out of Sue, and Reed stepped in front of that shit, and that shit hurt him, and he's rubber. But yeah, shit like that. And then the clone Thor, shit. That thing was like, what the fuck? But yeah, Tony was a fucking dick. That's not the only shit he was doing, by the way. It was just. But anyway, so they missed that little. I noticed that little shit. They missed that, and they missed those teleporters. That would be the perfect opportunity to bring Cloak. Cloak was one of their teleporters. There's a perfect opportunity for them to bring Cloak and Dagger in the mix. I mean, not even really to fight, but just do that teleporting aspect and shit and whatnot, and just, in, out, come on. But at least put them in there, and they do have access to them as well. They do. They have access to them. They do. But anyway, so let's see. There was a scene where the villain, which is the villain, Zemo, which is supposed to be Baron Zemo. He actually, I like what they did with him, but I don't like what they did with him at the same time. So that's like click, here or there, here or there. I like what they did with him, but I don't like what they did with him at the same time. So, but he was like, they introduced four more super soldiers, 4 more Winter Soldiers, basically in cryo. That was actually stronger than Bucky and Cap, and faster too. But they were frozen in cryo. By the way, how the fuck Russians do that shit a lot? But how the fuck do you leave a bunch of super soldiers in an abandoned lab still in fucking cryo and don't do something about that? And that was a Hydra facility. So what the fuck happened that you don't do something? What? Just what? What the fuck? Really? But anyway. Basically, he shoots them in the head. As this happens at the end, he shoots them in the head and shit. And it was like, you think I want more of you, but if you look at the story and shit, it makes sense for someone like him to do that. But at the same time, that's a missed opportunity, because instead of shooting them in the head, he could have just left them in cryo. Oh, by the way, they killed Crossbones in the beginning. By the way, I'm not a Crossbones fan at all, but I like Grillo. I like the way he played him. And I mean, he could have came and took him, or somebody could have came and took him, the Hydra remnants, or any fucking crazy nut job government group could have took him, and they could have caused trouble in maybe not the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but the the overall Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like one of the shows, they could have came on Shield, or one of the Netflix shows, or something, or a later movie. You could have did a lot of shit with 4 fucking souped out, cracked out super soldiers. You could do a lot of fucking damage. I mean, that could be a movie in itself with a whole nother. Just saying, you can do a lot. You could have done a lot of shit with that. But they gotta fucking. That was a big missed opportunity. But anyway, so. But, so like, that was actually like, most of the fucking movie was like, well, most of the movie was well put together. They actually did a very good job of what they did with it. And they missed quite a few things. They missed a few things, but they did well with what they had at the same time. It's like they did well with what they had and shit. It's actually surprising. And gotta mention it, that airport scene, that shit was crazy. And there's so much more to that scene than what they showed in the previews. And Spider-Man was actually in the movie a bit more than you might expect it. I mean, they had some deleted scenes as well, because it's like Ant-Man and his crew was supposed to be in it more than what they showed. And I hope they put it in like the DVD or Blu-ray version when they release it. They have the deleted scenes, because I actually want to see what they did with that scene. I want to see what they did with that scene. But I would like to have seen it. And like, you know, they're worried about the movie being long already, but you know, calm the fuck down. If you can go sit through I ain't gonna start naming brands, but if you can sit through those movies, you know, The Wizard Boy or the motherfuckers with the fucking orcs and the talking trees and long beards and shit, you know what I'm talking about, and those rings. If you can sit through them shits, or the motherfuckers from the other product from the same company, pew pew, and lightsabers and shit, them shits is 3 fuck hours. You can sit through those shits. You can sit through a 2.5 hour Captain America movie, motherfucker. Stop bitching. Shut the fuck up. Get up, massage your ass, sit the fuck down. Whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Listen. But they did well with what they fucking had. So, and like I said, they took the opportunity. Oh, one thing I don't know. I don't particularly care for they change. Also, is like the Black Panther was like, he was like, it's like a warrior. It's like a rank of warrior, passed from warrior to warrior, and shit. And it's now I have to be the Panther, the warrior, and the king. It's like, no. Black Panther's not passed from warrior to warrior. The Black Panther is a title that their king holds. And more recently, the queen. Basically, their ruler. Their ruler holds it. I'm just going to say king, because most of the Black Panthers in Marvel's history was kings. So, that is their title that their fucking king holds. He's like, oh, the Black Panther was... I like that shit, by the way. The Black Panther's title was of a warrior, passed from warrior to warrior. That's only part of the truth, but it's also from king to king, or to queen. And it's not just, you don't just pass it, you actually have to earn it. There's actually a whole multi-step, it's not even just one ritual, it's a multi-step trial that they have to go through to earn the fucking Black Panther. And almost every step of that trial, you can fucking die, including the first one. And then the last one. It's the trials, and then you gotta go to trial by combat. They also gotta accept you. Bast and himself, I don't know what it is. Bast itself has to accept you, and this is a heart-shaped herb, which is poison to anybody. That's like, you can survive it, but at the same time you can die from that shit. Because I don't think, I know Shuri didn't pass 1 or 2 of her tests, but she still became a Black Panther later, because it was like, I forget. I actually have that storyline, but yeah, it's like basically she didn't pass everything, but because I think she fought for the country, or she did some shit, and they were like, okay, you prove your worth to be Black Panther, yada yada yada, and she donned the suit as well. And actually, T'Challa actually stepped down, was like, you run the shit, but he was still the Black Panther. She was the Wakanda Black Panther, but T'Challa was like still the world Black Panther. Like, you know, he just had a lot more free time to glow pop and shit like that. But shout out to one of his arch villains though. A lot of people know him as Eric Killmonger, but his name is N'Jotten. one of his main fucking villains. He's actually as good as the Black Panther is. He's actually as good as the Black Panther is. That's why I gave Darden a shout out. The Man-Ape, big motherfucker, and one of his arch rivals, but he is not as good as either one of them. Because either one of them could tear his ass the fuck up. But anyway, and yes, of course, Ulysses Claw. And that's the thing. There's another, if you follow the Black Panther comic books from way back when into now, he also had this queen chick, and she was like somewhat of a sorceress. But she was like, she always was like trying to like take his shit, basically. Wakanda, basically. Which, you know, at one point she was trying to fuck this nigga and yada yada yada. And all that shit to have a child that's like king or queen of both lands, shit like that. But anyway, in the whole Samurai City and all that shit. But yeah, basically those are his shout outs to the villain and his brother Jakar. I don't know if people remember that storyline either, but he basically turned himself into some type of beast or some type of monster when he exposed himself to vibranium or to certain type of vibranium or too much vibranium, some shit, vibranium and radiation mixed or some shit like that. There's also this thing, this beast thing, and there's also a neighboring country, Naganda. Their king also tries to also take over Wakanda, so he has no shortage of enemies. And there's this assassin motherfucker. I can't remember his name. I think he's French. But it's assassin motherfucker. You can't believe Black Panther either. But he's somewhat of an arch rival, but had to mention him too. But anyway, basically, no, I don't know. It's not passed from warrior to warrior. It's passed from ruler to ruler. And you have to earn that shit. So I hope they don't get that shit wrong. But, yeah. Now, I don't know if they're going to do this later, but also T'Challa hasn't given Falcon them vibranium wings yet, and he hasn't made Cap a second shield yet. I don't know if they're going to touch on this later, but just saying. Now, a lot of people might say, I didn't expect this to happen, but for they might not do it at all, but Thunderbolt Ross to turn into Red Hawk. I don't think it just, when you watch the movie, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. And yeah, I know Hawk and Thor they mentioned them, but they were missed in the movie. And they would have made it a full-fledged Avengers movie if those two would actually show up for whatever reason. I am really curious to see Thor Ragnarok now. I want to see what the fuck these niggas is doing while everybody on Earth is like all the heroes on Earth trying to kill each other and shit. Another missed opportunity is it from the book. They didn't have the shit I mentioned earlier from the book where Captain America was like pounding on villains to make sure they not stepping up while the heroes was assaulting each other. Basically assault and battery on fellow heroes. So, man. But, yeah, like, yeah, that wouldn't have been bad. They should have done that. But just donate a particular, just one or two scenes to that. Just maybe one or two. And a lot of people said it dragged out. Okay, it did drag out a little bit in the beginning. But at the same, and that's where that extra fight scene could have had, broken up the drag a little bit. But the drag made sense at the same time. That's kind of middle-ish too. It's kind of middle-ish. They were doing that to set up the whole importance of the Civil War. And by the way, just like in the comic book, after the storyline was over, it wasn't over. But one thing I'm glad they didn't do is like the whole death of Cap. And in the comic book, he didn't actually die. It was a time displacement bullet, basically. I'm not even going to explain that because that's actually literally a whole nother storyline. Actually, the time displacement bullet did exactly what you may guess just by the name of it. But yeah, it's like so. But they didn't do that shit. I'm glad they didn't do it. Yeah. And probably had an alternate ending or something where they probably did. But I'm glad they went the other way with that. So they kind of hit that one on the nail. They did kind of hit that one on the nail. And yeah, the fight scenes was fucking awesome. Well choreographed. Well done. Shit. I'm gonna get into that in the full review too. But anyway, yeah. So basically they hit most of that shit right. The characters was like, the ones they did a very good job with that shit. And that's it for now. This is the Thundermaster. TGHT, TGHT. This is the Thundermaster. TGHT, TJHT.